Yo, what is up, my dudes? My name is Storm Rose, and on this channel I put what's in here out there. And today I'm vlogging about all my March readathons. Okay, first I'd like to address, I know that I look a little bit deplorable. Just don't drag me, okay? Thank you. I'm aware, like, just don't call me out. So, if you don't know, this month, March, I am taking part in the Irish Readathon. I took part in the Witchathon, and I am currently taking part in the Zodiacathon. Today is March 23rd, but I have a little bit of video stuff from the last couple of days. Listen, I'm gonna explain what's going on, but I have not been doing very good on these readathons. This month is not treating me well as a reader until just recently. So I was in like a little bit of a slump sort of thing, you know. Alright, anyways, I suppose I should get started. Because I was taking part in 3 different readathons, and they all were not like full month readathons, they're like, there's 2 week ones, and then I'm pretty sure the Irish Readathon will last the whole month. If it doesn't, I'm making it last the whole month, so that's that on that, sis. But I showed in like my vlog footage or whatever that I made, don't look at this, I made a spread, that's the word for it. I made a spread of my for my readathons. So this was Ostara's Witchathon, the Irish Readathon, and then the Zodiacathon. And then this is like the order of the books that I was going to read, because I did a lot of like crossovers and like doubling up on books because I didn't want to do too many challenges, you feel. So now that Witchathon's over, I can tell you right now that I did pretty garbage at it during the time I was actually going. But like the books that I had picked out, I still plan on reading hopefully this month. So first I suppose we should address my order. So the order that I had them in was I would read One Dark Throne first, which I did, and I got that done fairly quickly. And next I was reading The Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury, which is a pretty good book, but it's not exactly the easiest to stick to. One, it's a classic, but I love Ray Bradbury's writing. Like, I love Fahrenheit 451, so it's just because it's chronicles. It's like separated stories throughout time that have to do with people from Earth moving to Mars. It's the Martian Chronicles. Like, people are becoming Martians. And, I mean, it's good stories, and, like, they're very, like, make you think kind of stuff. But, because once you finish one story, you know, you're like, oh man, do I really want to go on to the next one right now, or do I want to save it for later, or, you know, and like, I don't usually, when I'm reading, I don't always, like, finish at, like, chapter marks. Sometimes I just put it down and stop, because I'm just reading all the time, so when things come up, I stop, and I go on with whatever else I need to do. So, that one, it took me a while to get through. Not super, what the heck is going on? My face is so broke out, I'm sorry. But, so that one took me a little bit to get through. That was for, the One Dark Throne was for a lot of challenges. That was for the flowers on the cover for Witchathon, and for the action-packed book for the Witchathon. What was that it? Maybe it wasn't for as many as I thought. Yeah, okay, it was only for 2. And then the Martian Chronicles was for the warm setting for Witchathon. But I got through that one, and it was very good. One Dark Throne is very good, 4-star. Martian Chronicles, I think I also gave a 4-star, even though it took me a while to read, because I just love the way Ray Bradbury writes, and the stories were actually very intriguing. So, yeah. And for me, a 3 means it was just okay, or I liked it, but I didn't like it a lot, you know what I mean? Like, I would be like, yeah, okay, but I wouldn't go around and, like, if somebody brought up a book that I should recommend to them, I wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, read this one, you know? Because it would just, I mean, it might come up eventually, but it wouldn't be, like, one of the first things that comes up. Okay, anyways. Everyone's talking about their rating systems and their, like, annotating stuff or whatever, so I'm not making a whole video about that, because I barely even do annotating at all. And, I mean, my rating system's pretty simple. 1 is I hate it, 2 is I didn't like it, 3 is meh, 4 I liked it, 5 I loved it, so I just try to keep it pretty simple here. I mean, like, things fluctuate, because there's things where you're like, oh, I liked this part, but I hated this part, you know, like, things vary, but that's the general idea. And then, the third book that I was supposed to read was When the Moon Was Ours, but I am currently on spring break, so I didn't have my school library to go to, and then I was just too lazy to go to my city library, and also I was, like, busy doing things with my friends, so I wasn't really, like, here necessarily to get the book, and also I wouldn't have been reading it anyways. I was too busy, so I did not get that done. Pretty sure the Witchathon ended on the 20th. Today, what did I say? Today's the 23rd, right? Yes, today's the 23rd. But the Witchathon didn't actually start until 13th, but I kind of, like, made it start on, like, the 10th. Or, well, actually, I suppose I made it start on, like, the 5th. Or, I probably didn't finish that book on the 5th. Maybe it was more like the 7th. Sorry, I'm rambling. You don't care. Or maybe you do. Either way, I started the Witchathon before the Witchathon started. I mean, I'm just kind of, you know, it's a month. It's a month. I'm addressing it as a month, even though they're, like, sections. I mean, it's supposed to be open. Things are mutable here. We like adapting. So, the third book I was supposed to read was When the Moon Was Ours, and I didn't get around to it today because I didn't have it. And, I'm a little upset that I didn't read it with everybody else, because everybody's saying that it's amazing for, people who are really invested in literature and, like, writing and stuff like that. Like, the writing style is really nice, and you guys have heard me talk multiple times about how much I like when things, like, has, like, a prose to it, and it's, like, poetic sort of writing, and that's what I've heard from, like, a couple people, that the writing kind of fits like that, and that anybody who's going, like, an English major would love that book. Hi, my name's Storm, and if you didn't know, I'm going to be a creative writing major, so sounds like this book is going to be everything that I've ever wanted in a book. Maybe not everything I've ever wanted, but a lot of things that I've wanted in a book, in the writing of a book. So I'm definitely going to pick that up, and then when I'm done, I'll go back and watch the live show, even though it's not a live show for me anymore, but, so I'm going to do that. Hopefully by the end of this month, if I can find it in my library, but we'll see. It might be more like an April thing, but it will happen. So that's, like, top of the list on my TBR now, even though I have my TBR is so long. You guys would know if you saw my 2019 TBR thingy. I'm literally up to, like, 515 books on my freaking Goodreads now, and, like, 400 of those are to be reads. So, ooh, yee. And then the fourth book that I was supposed to read was Flirting with Disaster, and I don't know if I've told you guys this or not, but I am not a romance person. Like, I picked this one out for a different than usual genre, the challenge for the Witchathon, and also for the romance challenge for the Witchathon. I'm not a big romance person. I'm not a huge contemporary person either. I'm not even, like, a realistic fiction kind of person. Like, I want to go somewhere that I can't be here. You know what I mean? Like, I like those books when I actually do pick them up, but I don't, like, reach for them myself. I have to have, like, somebody be like, you should really read this book or something like that, you know? So, I was already kind of slumping after the Martian Chronicles, or during the Martian Chronicles, I guess, and, like, just in general kind of slumping. So it's like, if I pick up this romance, I don't know that I would get through it very fast, because I needed something to pick up my reading again. So I actually skipped the Flirting with Disaster so I could hop onto Zodiac, which I started on the 21st, I think. Pretty sure it was on the 21st. So I didn't actually finish the Flirting with Disaster for the Witchathon. So I didn't actually complete all the challenges for the Witchathon, technically within the Witchathon. And also I didn't get to read outside because it was pretty garbage outside around here. Yeah, so. But I am catching up with these other, and I'm hoping to read outside still this month. So, like, I'm stretching the readathon's, you know, time structures or whatever, but it's whatever. I mean, it's a personal thing, so it's just, for my head, I need to check it off. It's in my bullet journal, it has to be checked off. So, that's happening. And then so the 5th book I was supposed to read was Zodiac, so I did do that. And I loved it a lot. So I had Zodiac for my buddy read with Aaron, and my book with an astrology term, and my book featuring a warrior. So, and I actually did tab him up. I wasn't going to at first, but I did. Very orange to me. These orange guys are times that made me angry. And I actually have like post-it notes for those. They're not like the see-through guys, so I wrote down the reaction on there because I'm doing the buddy read with Aaron a little bit differently than a buddy read is supposed to go, because I picked it up. I actually bought this book when I was in Newport with my friends for spring break in Newport, Kentucky. So we went to the Barnes & Noble because I was there, and we have to go to Barnes & Noble if I'm there, so and this was like misplaced. It was in a different spot than it was meant to be, and I couldn't find any of the other books, but I really, 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 really wanted this book. 1, it's gorgeous. 2, I'm an astrology connoisseur. And 3, I wanted to read it really badly for this thing, and I wasn't sure that our libraries had it, and they might, but I don't know. So when I picked it up, and I was skipping the romance, I was like, I'm picking this up right now, and Erin is also on spring break, so, like, I couldn't, like, make her try and go to the library and try and find it, so I was like, okay, I flew through this book in 2 days. So I just tabbed it up, and then I'm going to give it to her when we go back to school on Monday, and then she's supposed to, like, send me the passage. I think I mentioned this in my vlog footage. So, I did get a hold of Zodiac. I went to Newport for spring break with some friends. I might put some footage of that in here. And this was the only copy of Zodiac I could find. I couldn't find any of the sequels or anything, but there was one copy of Zodiac put in the wrong spot, and I grabbed it, I snatched it, and I bought it. And I've read it, and I tabbed it a little bit, not a lot. So I tabbed anything that mentioned Capricorns, because, you know, Capricorn. And then there was, like, 3 things that made me mad, and 1 thing that I, like, actually laughed at, and then, like, 1 thing where I was, like, just, like, flabbergasted. So I had to put a marker in it. Oh, and 1 quote that I really liked. So, but this is the book that I was buddy reading with Aaron. I ended up doing it a little bit differently because I picked it up and I, like, read the whole thing in 2 days. So, basically, I just told her that she's required to send me any, passages, that's the word, passages that, tickle her fancy so that I can rant with her about them, since I've already read it, and then she gets to look at all my tabs. So it's kind of like buddy reading. I mean, we're still sharing our thoughts, it's just not reading it at the exact same time, you feel. But, like, it'll be fine. It still counts. And then, I finished this at, like, 1:30 in the morning last night. So then, after that, I did pick up Flirting with Disaster because I knew I needed to get it done. And I read it in, like, 2 hours. Because it's got pretty big font. And, like, really spaced out and stuff. Okay. Guess I'm gonna do the romance book now that I've been avoiding. Okay, so this book was actually a lot cuter than I thought it was going to be, which means that I'm gonna have to get the rest of the series. So I was really worried because the whole time they're throwing me off my whack, and it doesn't have a lot of plot. I mean, it's just a chick who's like a Cupid, and so her job is matchmaking, and she's got like a special device that's like her arrows that are like emails. And like it's cute. It's cute. It's not hard hitting or anything. And I literally read like 230 pages in 2 hours, 3 hours. So, quick read. It was called Flirting with Disaster, by the way, if you don't remember from my TBR. But yeah, it was actually pretty good. So, not mad at it. So I flew through this. It was pretty, it was cute. Didn't love it, of course, but the ending was very good. And it's actually the second book in a series, which I wasn't aware of, but I didn't have to read the first book to know what was going on in this, but I think that I may pick up the first book, Stupid Cupid, and then the third book, Pucker Up, just because it was a cute story, but I don't know when I'll do that. Probably not very soon, but if I happen to see it somewhere, I'll probably pick it up. I'm pretty sure I rated this like 3 stars. Oh, by the way, I made Zodiac a 5-star because I just really like the idea of the story. Is really dope. So definitely need to grab the next ones of those. And then yeah, so and then the next book that I'm supposed to read on my list is Psychic Powers, which is part of a series called The Mysteries of the Unknown by, I think it's like Life something, Time Life books. They make a lot of books, and if you've seen like the really pretty like dragon, mermaid, vampire hardback little books, I think Aphrodite Reads has the mermaid one and maybe another one, and they're like really pretty looking. Those are also by Time Life books, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to be reading this. This is for my nonfiction, for my Capricorn challenge for Zodiacathon. It's actually 151 pages long, but it's got like a lot of pictures and stuff in there. So, like, here's Lincoln standing over his dead body, I think. So, you know, and like it's got a lot of like pictures and stuff in there. It's kind of textbooky. I mean, it is a psychology book, so but I'm really interested to read it. So we'll keep you updated on how that goes. And then after that, I'm supposed to read the Astrology, the 12 Signs book, but I don't have that with me either, and I don't think my libraries are going to have that. So I will look, and I'll see if they have it, but I highly, highly doubt that they do. So I don't know when I'm going to be able to get that, but I do want to read that. And then I have Hounds of the Morrigan for Irish Readathon. So this will be what I'm hopping on after the Psychic Powers. And then I have Rhyme Schemer for the book that isn't a novel challenge for the Irish Readathon. And the Hounds of the Morrigan covers the green on the cover, the Irish female author, a book older than me, all of those challenges for the Irish Readathon. So, although if I get through these pretty fast, I might pick up the reader for my green on the cover book. And then the Flirting with Disaster also covered the romance for my Scorpio in the Zodiacathon. So now in the Zodiacathon, the only challenges I have left are to read the Astrology, the 12 Signs, and Psychic Powers. So, should get accomplished. I don't know that the Astrology, the 12 Signs will, but I'll read that eventually once I am able to get my hands on it. But yeah, so that's how this is going. I just wanted to give you a little update and like an intro, so. And it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I should probably go to bed. Updates tomorrow.
and I think he was really confused. I think the Cat in the Hat is confused about everyone. I think that's funny.
No.
Shay can't count. I can't read nothing better.
I couldn't read street names, so I can't judge.
I just want to point out, ours are going to be a lot better.
Not even wrong.
I'm going to Grinch in this.
So, I never filmed an outro for this vlog. It is currently the 28th, and I have not read Hounds of the Morrigan, or Rhyme Schemer, or all of Psychic Powers. I don't know what I was thinking that I would get through a nonfiction in like 3 days and still have time to finish another 2 books. That's not how my brain works, especially not when I have so much like school stuff I'm worried about right now. I have like 4 scholarships I need to fill out, and also I should actually be leaving for theater like literally right now. I don't know what, I just realized that I'm gonna be late now. So with that, I bid you adieu till the next How Do You Do. Peace, bye. See ya.